Hello and welcome to Wednesday morning. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's staying safe. I hope everybody's not too frustrated and pissy about the extension of stage 4 lockdown. There's not much we can do about it except what we can do and to keep safe. So I wanted to say thank you to everyone that actually sends me messages. Thank you to everyone that allows me to read for them, to allow me to into your personal energy field and to talk with your guides and talk with my guides and have a bit of a discussion about what's going on. I just wanted to say that from the bottom of my heart, I am so grateful and I am so honored to be able to check out your lives and to check out what's going on for you. So let's jump into it today. Let's have a look at the questions. So the first question I have is from Erin. Hi Julie, I hope you're keeping well during these crazy times. I am. And just to let people know too, the Australia Post seems to be having a little bit of postage farting stuff happening, and if you've ordered stuff online and it's taking a little bit to get to you, it's because it's apparently heading to New South Wales to be processed and then heading back to Victoria. So if you haven't received your parcel, I am so sorry. But what I have been doing as a little bit of a joyful thing for me too is if you're living like in a reasonably close area, sort of like within 15-20 kilometers from the shop, from Mooroolbark, I've just been jumping on my motorbike and delivering your parcels. So it's a little bit of fun for me, and you get your parcel because I know you're going to get it because it gets delivered quicker. So that's a thought too. If you're popping orders through online, you can still have it as delivery, but instead of getting posted by Australia Post and having God knows when you're going to receive it, you're going to receive it a little bit quicker because I'm going to jump on my bike and deliver it for you in between everything else I do. But that's okay. Let's head back to Erin. I have a question for you regarding a recurring dream. For the last 2 months, I have been constantly dreaming of being pregnant and or giving birth, to which the rest of the dream I have a newborn. It's so frequent that I would say at least 4 times a week on average. My question is, what does this mean? Do you have any guidance, direction in regards to these dreams? I would love you to do so much. I love what you do so much. You're inspiring. Thank you in advance. Oh, isn't she beautiful? Hey, Beck. Erin, anytime we have like a birthing dream, or we have a death dream, or we have death feelings and emotions, like we feel like somebody's going to die or we're going to die, it's usually not with the death side of things. It's usually not about death. Sometimes it is, but usually it is usually a death of a part of your personality, or death of a current situation, or death of how that person's been acting, and it's like they get a second opportunity to rebirth themselves into something new. I remember years ago I was really stressed about my husband's dad. I kept on having these feelings that he was going to die, and I was talking to David, and I said to him, I said, look, just can you check in with your dad, see how he's doing, all that kind of stuff, because it was very strong that he was, that he could pass. And it ended up being him not passing, but it ended up him going through a big emotional change of personality, change of circumstances, change of feelings and emotions. So it was like a death of part of him, but a rebirth of something else. So it's the same when it comes to like birthing dreams. Like sometimes when we're having birthing babies, birthing dreams, it can be the same thing. Sometimes it's birthing of something new, of something more creative, something that's new in your life, like whether it can be to do with sometimes with business, it can be do sometimes with your life in general. When it comes to you, Erin, I get the feeling it is more along the lines of a physical baby. When I have people asking me, hey Tracy Lee, when I have people asking me about babies, like if they're going to get pregnant or if they can see a baby, it's like I either see a baby above the clouds, like a baby's head above the clouds, or I see a baby's head popping out of the clouds if it's like sort of coming. Whereas this one feels like the clouds are there and it feels like it's a little bit lower than the clouds. And I think it's preparation too for you, for your body as well. So making sure that you're looking after your body, like with the right foods, making sure you're having folate, stretching, doing a bit more exercise, that kind of stuff, allowing your body to prepare, because it may not happen as quick as you think. But I think this is the heads up more to give you the heads up of actually starting to prep your body so your body is ready to actually take on another baby. But that's so exciting because I know that you'd actually like to have another baby, and I think that's just fantastic. And I so wish you so much beautiful luck. But yeah, start preparing for your body to go into that space to be carrying a child. It'll help you. Hope that helps, Erin. We have an email from, I'm so sorry to people that I don't pronounce names right properly. I am not good at pronouncing names, but it's Sashwin, I think it is, Sachin. Sent me an email. Hope you are well. I am, thank you. Hope you're well too. I just wanted to ask one question. I always do right things, always try to help people around me. My experiences so far is I do real hard work and I don't get the results which I deserve. Even if I invest money anywhere, land, property, etc., I don't get any returns. Even my principal amount gets blocked. I'm wondering if there is something which I am not doing right, or is it purely past life karma? On the other hand, I want to buy a dream home or add new member to the family, but somehow can't make up my mind and seem to be blocked. I'm Sashwan. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I am going to answer this in two different parts. The first part is around the trying to do the right things, or always doing the right things, investing, things don't work out, getting blocked, past like karma. It doesn't feel like it's a you karma. When I look into it and into the karmic lines, it actually feels like more like a genealogical, like as in this karma's been passed down to you. It feels like there was a deal made by one of your ancestors in order to keep the family protected. It was placed a vow of like poverty, or a vow of um, keeping you guys locked down, like not working financially, like not succeeding in what you're doing. How to clear that up? I feel like it needs to be a little bit of a karmic clearing. I would suggest give Beryl a call at the shop, or I will email some stuff after this. I'm just going to put a note down now so I remember. Because I feel like it needs to be a karmic clearing, but it needs to be a genealogically, so it needs to be something that from passed down to you, because that also clears the ancestral energy that's coming down in that space as well, and also will clear for future stuff. I would also suggest, it feels like too that the karmic stuff, interesting, it feels like too that the karmic stuff needs to be done. And when we do a karmic clearing, we either feel into ourselves and we're either doing a bury or a burn. It feels like this one needs to go into a box, like the karmic piece of paper needs to go into a box. But I would also just suggest putting a lemon in that box, like pinning the lemon against anything that's blocking or stopping you moving forward, or blocking or stopping any financial stuff, blocking or stopping any karmic stuff, any self-doubt, worry, that kind of stuff. Put a pin in the lemon for each single one. And it feels like you need to bury the lemon with the karmic clearing paper all in the one box and actually bury that. And that seems to, that'll actually, over the decomposing time, will actually something clear it up as well. I wouldn't be surprised if there's, after you do this process, it feels like you may be a little bit tired, or, hey Rick, lovely to see you. And maybe a little bit tired, or it feels like there's going to be head head stuff happening. So when you do the karmic clearing, allow yourself like a day or so. Maybe do it on the weekend so you're not actually working. If you don't work on the weekend, if you work on the weekend, maybe do it on a day that you're not working, just to allow your body to catch up with what you've just done. But it feels like that'll actually clear that up. I would say definitely keep going with what you're doing because it feels like you've got a beautiful heart and you've got the right intentions. But clearing up that karmic stuff will actually help as well. So I just want to address the second part of the question, which is, on the other hand, I want to buy a dream home or add a new member to the family, but somehow can't make up my mind and I seem to be blocked. They're bringing me back to the real basic stuff, like as in do I feel like either way will work. It feels like to me that the new family member would sort of come first before the dream home type thing, because it feels like there's pushing the time factor on children or something, because I don't feel like you're going to have an issue getting the dream home, but it feels like there's a time pressure on the child thing. But I would actually look at going like doing the what do you call it, the pros and cons list, of like what pros and cons of each side, and actually then work out which sits right better for you, and asking yourself which is the truth of like going for the child first or going for the dream home first, which is your truth. I hope that helps. Hi Justine, hope everything's fantastic. Rick, hi gorgeous lady, thank you babe. You help me out every day, even without us talking. Oh, Rick, that is so beautiful. Thank you. I'm so glad that I'm able to help you out. How's Perth going, Rick? I have an email from Wendy. Can you tell me if my health issues will be resolved? Wendy, when I look into you, I'd be really curious if you've had operations on your body, or if you're due to have an operation, or if they're saying you need an operation to help with this, because I'm not exactly sure what the health issue is. I just feel like in your body that there's like either an operation, you either had an operation or there's an operation that's needed in order to help health get back on track. I'm not exactly sure in what line, but it feels like there's some kind of an operation that's going to help your health. I'm not sure if it's something that you've already done or it's something that's coming. But I feel like that'll start the ball rolling into helping your body work more efficiently. It feels like your body's quite sensitive to life, if in general, like a lot of stuff in life. It feels like your body's quite sensitive. But it feels like the operation or whatever that is will actually help with your health issues. I hope that helps. Just hang in there too. I know it's really frustrating, and I don't think you're going to get the answers that you're wanting immediately, but I do see you actually getting the results and the help that you're needing or wanting. Kathy. Okay. It's a bit of a big one. Hi Julie, hope you're well, and you and all of your team. Yeah, we're doing really well. We're missing humans, we're missing humans coming to the shop. We are opening the door when people come and people are window shopping, and we're putting a table there and Beryl's spraying your hands, so if you wanted to look at something, and she's doing purchasing stuff that way for people that are still wanting a little bit of a shop fix. So we are doing that, but remember we're open on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. So yeah, we're doing well. She's just very much missing humans. I am too. Okay, this is for Kathy. We are well, and I'm very grateful for all that we have. We are okay financially and work-wise and physically healthy, so we are very blessed. Yeah, I'm feeling that, which is fantastic. The girls in particular are being challenged, not by being able to see their friends and socialize. Totally understand. My children are a little bit the same. Rachel's boyfriend works away in New South Wales, and they haven't been able to see each other for months. Oh, yeah, that's really tough. That's really tough. I know Rick knows all about that. Not being able to see your partner and being so away from people for such a long time with somebody that you love. And I think the beautiful thing is in this situations, people are going through so much and feeling like this. Yet the wonderful thing is, I think it's wonderful, is the fact that you're not the only one that's going through this. There is other people that are struggling and really finding this space very challenging as well. And it's kind of, for me, I feel like it's kind of not a relief, but like a relief, but a settling within my body to know that I'm not the only one that's going through this. I haven't created this. I haven't caused this. And other people are going through exactly the same thing as my circumstances. I really, really desperately feel for the people that are living by themselves or do live by themselves and haven't been able to interact with people in general. So my heart goes out to them a little bit more as well. She's feeling quite well, but it has been hard as time goes on. Totally understand. Sarah's feeling restricted with having to wear masks all the day. Totally understand. Everybody's feeling the same way and getting rashes and stuff like that on your face. You've got to have a better face regime to combat the rashes and stuff as well. And not being able to go anywhere on her time off, as well as dealing with a lot of mental health patients. Yeah, that would be hard. Any suggestions for them? Any suggestions for us to help them and ourselves to get our freedom back? Freedom back is one of those things we're just got to unfortunately wait for the government to actually work out what's going on with that. Until the cases get down lower, they can't let us out because otherwise it's just going to go back to more cases and we're going to be back to where we are. So I know how frustrating it is, but leaving us in here a little bit longer actually helps the cases to come down. And I know there's so much controversy with all of this, but you've got to work out where you sit and what your beliefs are with all of it. Any suggestions for them? Yeah. It really comes down to how you choose to see it and how they choose to feel about it. It's like what you're focusing on is what you're going to get. So the more you focus on how shit it is, the more it's going to be shit. The more you focus on how crap it is, the more crap it's going to be. Whereas if you're looking at it going, okay, other people are in this situation as well. I can't change this. How can I work with this better to actually make me feel better? So when it comes to the boyfriend in interstate, doing more sexy dates, doing more Zoom sexy calls, having conversations of like how they want to be touched and how they want to be, how they want to connect and how they want to feel when they like finally touch each other in the physical. They can play games. They can even watch a bloody movie over Zoom together. There is so many ways you can actually have fun in this space and still connect. But it comes down to a lot of how they're choosing to look at it. I've noticed that this corona pandemic is actually making people deal with the stuff that they wouldn't normally deal with. So people that don't like time by themselves are being forced to have time by themselves. People that don't like to be around people are being forced to be with their families. People that never really interacted with their families are being forced to do that. So it's kind of a very big blessing in disguise for you to actually deal with the stuff that you wouldn't normally deal with. So it all comes down to actually how you choose to look at this. But it feels like they need to stand on the earth more. It feels like they need to do a lot more just grounding, like going hugging trees. Instead of just coming home and feeling like crap, actually put a jacket or whatever on and actually go out and stand on the earth. It feels like they're needing a lot more earth movement, walking around the earth. Hugging trees, touching the grass. I always find too that if I get too heady, like I'm too much in my head or things are too overwhelming in my head or it's too much, I'll actually go out on the earth, physically kneel on the earth, and I'll actually put my third eye on the earth. And it's like I'm emptying everything out of my head into the ground. And I'll sit there for as long as I need or kneel there for as long as I need. And I find that that's a big dumping session as well. But it all comes down to the way you choose to look at it. You've got to be able to do something different to amuse yourself. Been working hard on personal energy and keeping positive. Yeah, fantastic. I know that's can be challenging sometimes, Kathy. I want to say like congratulations and kicking ass for doing that. I believe that we are in a universal struggle, and it's important to remember to be thankful, totally, very much. To fill myself with love, kindness, and joy so I can spread it to others, very much so, Kathy. A lot of people are needing it, and a lot of people are in a very hard way. But sometimes we all need a hand, totally. Do you see this all do you see this as an all of a reset to bring us to a higher awareness? What are our best strategies in your opinion? It is going to reset and bring the people to a deeper, higher awareness that need to be reset. The reality of it too is some people this is not going to affect. Some people that they don't give a shit. They're just going to continue being who they are in this world and not make any difference at all. But the ones that are needing that push from the universe to get your shit together and get into a higher vibration and a higher energy, that's what it's designed to do, as well as get yourself pushed. The other side I feel is also that's going on too is to keep people in fear, because the universe and the people on the universe, as you know, the more people that wake up, the more people that wake up. It feels to me also too, and I've looked into it as well, that the people that were waking up and waking up people, the more that we were waking up, the more we're actually standing up for ourselves, and the more we're actually knowing what we're needing and what we're wanting, and we're not conforming and going into the little boxes that the government would like us to be in, a little box. And so because of that, there's more people being liberated, especially like with women's movement, especially with the black movement overseas. The more that we wake up and the more we stand up for ourselves, the government can't control that. So it's also keeping us in a fear space, or trying to keep us in a fear space, so they've got more control. So that's the other part that I've also seen. The other side I've seen, and I was actually saying this beginning of last year, Brills actually let me know that I was actually saying there's a war coming without it being a war, and that's what I feel it is as well. It's like it's a pissing war with governments, and unfortunately we're just the innocent bystanders. The best strategy in your opinion? You've got to find something different that you wouldn't normally do. Like I've seen so many people creating, businesses, creating fun stuff on TikTok. Oh my God, TikTok's waste of time. Well, it's not a waste of time. You can get involved in it. You can get lost in it. But oh my God, TikTok, seeing people get out there and have a go on TikTok is just so fucking fantastic. And they're finding that they're really enjoying a creative passion outlet, which actually people are liking, and they're getting a lot of followers. So you've actually got to work out a way of doing something that you wouldn't normally do, that gives you pleasure, that gives you excitement, that gives you joy for your day. And it's just a matter of working out a different way of doing life. Like really, it's a different way of doing life. It's like, to me, it feels like a little bit like daylight savings. It's like when daylight savings occurs and happens, people get so stuck into, well, it's actually really only 6 o'clock, but it's like 7 o'clock, but it's only 6 o'clock. And then they complain that they can't sleep, and they're not sleeping because they're waking up an hour early and an hour later. It fucks in your head, peoples. It fucks in your head. So if you actually allow yourself to get into a mind frame that you look at the clock and go, right, it's 7 o'clock. I normally go to bed at 10 o'clock. You go to bed at 10 o'clock and you keep your routine. Your brain takes it in a lot better. So working out a way that excites you to do something creative. She's saying, thank you for the opportunity in the chat. Best wishes to you all and your team. Love you, Tech Hath. Keep safe. Okay, so let's have a look at comments. Hi, Beck. How you doing? Tracy Lee. Hi, love. How you doing? Rick. How you doing, babe? Hi, Justine. How you doing? Hi, Tracy Lee says, hi, love. I've been flat out with my own physical medium readings. Sounds fantastic. I have popped in to restock, but have missed you there at the shop. Many blessings to you. Yeah, my life is pretty full at the moment, Tracy Lee. Sometimes I'm at the shop, sometimes I'm at home, sometimes I'm with kids, sometimes, there's lots of moving parts and a lot of hats. But I'm glad you actually got your top up of what you needed. Beryl's fantastic. Denny, hope you're well. Anything on baby number 3 for me? Denny, have you been trying for a little bit, or is this a study thing? It feels like that you've been maybe trying for a little bit. Danny, when I look into your body and I look into your womb uterus space, it feels like to me that the okay, how to explain this? It feels like to me that there's like a blockage around the cervix space. So it feels like to me that the canal of the vagina is doing one energy and one thing. It feels like there's a little bit of a block, and then it feels like there's a different energy in the uterus, and in the womb space. So it feels like to me you're needing to do a little bit of a movement, a little bit of a healing practice on your uterus first, because it feels like to me like moving the energy and moving that stuff that's in the uterus. This is all like an energetic thing. It's not a physical thing. Like it's not a physical element that's going on in your body. It feels like this is an energetic thing. It feels like to me is moving the energy in the womb space, and then that'll actually start pushing down through the blockage that's creating the blockage from the vagina into the womb space, so like around the cervix, moving that energy down like you're blasting. It's like giving an energetic birth. It's probably the best way of putting it. It's like I'd actually lay down, put some music on, and I actually go into a practice where you're feeling the energy of a baby in your stomach, but it feels like to me you're needing to energetically give birth through that blockage, down through the vaginal tube, and actually out and actually give birth to an energetic baby, because it feels like that'll actually clear up the womb space, the blockage and everything within that. And it feels like that will also then free up the space to be able to receive. Now, I'm not sure if that means you've actually had like a miscarriage or a termination or something in the past, Denny, but it feels like there's remnants there of like an energetic baby in that space that needs to be birthed. If you're needing help with that, let me know, but that'd be the best way I would do it, and then it feels like you're not going to have a problem after that. Just need to get a drink. Okay, Alana, hi. Sending loves and hugs and good energy to everyone. Yes, I agree. Nat, sending love and hugs and prayers to you and your families. Oh God, you guys are gorgeous. Hello Panema, how you doing? Rick, Perth is awesome, and from a couple like myself and Sarah, the reconnection time is now that we are back in the same house again is awesome, but more challenging than we think, but tough to realize how much we are in sync. Yeah, Rick, that's a really good point. When people have lived together and then you have to be separated for a certain amount of time, and I know, Rick, you guys were like 3 months or something before you could see each other with the corona lockdown and everything like that. It does take a little bit to recalibrate yourselves as a couple, and it's really important to understand that you guys, because people are a bubble, like, you know, people are a bubble, I'm a bubble, my husband's a bubble, and when people come together their bubbles tend to pop and you become a couple bubble. Yeah, so that can be a little bit challenging because you're still your own bubble and that person's still an own bubble. So you go along in the one bubble, yeah, and then all of a sudden that bubble has to break apart and you have to become your bubble again and they have to become their bubble again. And then you've got to go around in your own separate bubbles, and then all of a sudden your bubbles have got to come back together, and you've got to work out how to merge those bubbles again. It's more healthy to actually come into a couple bubble and stay in your own bubbles, because you're still a human, you've still got your own challenges on this earth, you've still got your own stuff that you've got to do on this earth. So it's actually understanding that you're both a bubble, and it's actually then working out how to come together, because you both would have grown, you both would have changed, you both would have learnt new stuff, and it's a tricky thing to be able to learn to come back together and be in the same house. But yet it's so beautiful to hear, Rick, that you guys are in sync. So you guys have been apart for so long, you've created your own bubbles, but you've come back together and you're actually working together, even though it's a little bit tricky. But it's really important for couples to actually have like couple time, doing connection exercises like breath work, you know, talking between each other and actually working out where you're at, and actually being really bloody honest with each other. Like, I cannot express how honest you have to be with each other, even if it's going to like cause ripple effects and cause, you know, sensibilities to be hurt. It all comes down to the way that you choose to express it, but it's very important for couples to actually understand what's going on, and actually be able to come and meet each other and actually communicate on the level that you're at now. But I think it's fantastic that you're back together. Ponima, whenever I do a meditation, I feel my chakras moving anti-clockwise. Am I doing something wrong? No. No. People have such a programmed way of doing things in this world, or how things are supposed to look, where sometimes if you're a little bit different and they move a different way, you think that there's something wrong with you. You're definitely not broken. It's just that yours work that way. My suggestion would be to feeling into it. How does it feel when they're moving anti-clockwise? Are you able to move them clockwise? And how does it feel different for you? It's not a matter of what they're doing. It's a matter of working with them for you and how they feel for you. So I'd actually be doing a little bit of more of meditation, Pornima, and be asking and feeling into how the chakras feel when they're moving anti-clockwise. Does that feel good? Fantastic if it does. Does it feel different if they're moving clockwise? Does it feel comfortable? Working with your chakras to make you feel better, because that's what they're there to do. They're there to make you feel better, so work with them. Says, sending love and light. Oh, thank you, beautiful lady. I'm sending love and light to everybody. I'm sending like huge hugs to everybody, all the ones that are feeling lonely. I know that the kids' schools are being concerned about suicide rates and stuff like that. I've heard the stats are not any different. I could be wrong, don't quote me. On suicide, they're pretty much the same as they would be without this virus. Though I know people are going through a pretty hard time, and I think the people that normally wouldn't go through a hard time are going through a hard time. The ones that are already going through a hard time know how to cope with going through a hard time, and that's what it is too. This virus is there to help us expand and to grow and to learn new things about ourselves and to actually learn how to self-soothe ourselves and look after ourselves better. Pornima, thank you so much, Julie. You are welcome. So if nobody's got any other questions, I'm going to head off and continue my day because it's full, but that's okay. I love what I do. And I just want to say once again, thank you so much for actually tuning in. Thank you so much for sending me your messages. Thank you so much for emailing me. I love helping out. Remember, at the moment we're doing Zoom calls. I'm doing like a 1 hour reading Zoom call still. I am doing 1 hour and a half healings. I'm still doing my coaching via Zoom for the ones that have chosen to do Zoom. Some of them have popped it on hold so they can do face-to-face, which is totally fine. I'm totally here for you for what you need. And remember, you've also got 3 questions for the price of 2, and I'll pop that link there as well, because people send me their questions and I record it and send it back to you, which is fantastic. But stay safe, everybody. I'm sending everybody huge hugs and huge loves. A little bit longer, and hopefully we then get to be out a little bit. Now that the weather's getting a little bit warmer too, I think that'll actually start helping pep up people's emotions as well. Get as much sun as you can. Get that vitamin D in your body. And I always recommend put some music on and shake your body, move your body, allow the energy to move through. So sending so much hugs and love, and I will see you next week. Bye.